In this short informational video on bipolar disorder, a medical professional, a member of the clergy, and an individual affected by the disorder will inform you about this disabling condition. You will learn the signs and symptoms of the disorder, effective treatments, as well as ways that you can support individuals on their recovery journey.
Bipolar disorder is one of the most severe of the mental illnesses. It's a mood disorder with episodic changes of mood, thought, and behavior. It involves lowered mood or raised mood. That's why it's called bipolar disorder. Thoughts are very negative in the depressed phase, including the potential for suicide. They're elevated and grandiose and often lead to poor decision-making about important matters. The illness typically starts at around age 18, so it's a little bit younger, and sometimes in that teenage years it's hard to make the diagnosis because of the unpredictable behavior of many teenagers anyway. It is an illness that tends to run in families because of its genetic influence, and it's a predominantly lifelong, once it gets started, severe disturbance in mood. There are psychosocial stressors which can affect the disorder. Bipolar disorder is best treated with a combination of biological, usually psychopharmacological treatments and the psychotherapies, but also with an active involvement of community and family help to provide optimal results. Faith plays a huge part of this particular disorder, as it does with many psychiatric disorders. And the faith community leader often is an incredibly important asset to help the person to realize that this is a biological illness, it's biologically driven, not something that's a punishment because of what they have done.
Well, those who come to me are usually not even aware that they're bipolar, or they've been diagnosed as bipolar, but living on the streets they haven't had access to, or they haven't taken their medication. So mostly what they're wanting is help to navigate life. But most people are coming for survival, and then some people are coming for safety, and some people are coming asking for somebody to help them return to a place of normalcy. The first place that faith impacts us is a reminder that God's love is unconditional. And it doesn't categorize, it doesn't stigmatize. And so when a person approaches us or when we see somebody in need, we're reminded this is an opportunity to demonstrate the unconditional love and acceptance of God. What I have come to experience is that almost every time that we engage in prayer, there is something that happens that alters a little bit of the atmosphere, even if it doesn't alter the reality of the bipolar. The third thing is that everything is temporary. I mean, it's only for this life, and there is hope. And so I have this expectation that God's mercies are able to break into the worst of situations, and there's a reason the Holy Spirit is called a comforter.
TJ was diagnosed with bipolar 1 when he was 38. I had to be in a place of acceptance, knowing that there was absolutely nothing I could do, which left me feeling very powerless. God blessed me with an opportunity to start a support group here at the Hope and Healing Center called Family Grace Group. Usually the best time to reach a manic-depressive person is when they're in the depressive side of the disease, when they're on the downside, because their brain doesn't function like yours or mine. So what you need from your clergy is a lot of compassion, a lot of love, and a lot of understanding. And I find my solace talking to other people about my son, how much I love him. And I believe one of my purposes in this life that God has called me to is to be an advocate for the mentally ill and for their family members, and to help overcome the stigma in the church as well as in society.
From all of us here at the Mental Health Gateway, we hope that you now feel better equipped to meet the needs of those dealing with mental health problems, seeking your counsel and guidance.